Okay, Maxterito. Last year you made it to top three. If
Mhm.
you compare your shape now and then, like, what is the difference?
The main difference, I think, they would be that I just fit some of the mistakes I did against against Kilson and Raisy. I actually proved that at Con when I defeated Raisy twice.
Okay.
Maybe it was because it was a different shape, maybe because
Mhm.
it wasn't as important. But to have the reference that I did it and it's not impossible to do
Mhm.
it, I have it. And I think that after the second half of the season, I had a bit of more time to
Mhm.
focus on my game. So I think I'm on a pretty good shape for this year. I mean, and we need to see how Lamb behaves, but I,
Mhm.
I I'm confident it's a bit better compared to last year.
So you are bootcamping now in Java Cafe, right, in Dallas?
Exactly, yeah.
How do you like it there?
Well, I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't say that it's the best thing possible. I
Okay.
mean,
I think PCs are a little bit too weak, right, for the Quake champions.
no. It actually makes the job. That's the job. Sorry. The
Mhm.
thing is that the servers are not feeling good. Like the models are feeling so bad, like you
Okay.
can't track them. But I
Mhm.
mean, it's not the PC's fault. It's the servers. So
All
so
right.
far the place is doing the job basically.
Mhm. Is Nosfa as well there?
Nosfarito, Sagi, Dramis, Effortless was yesterday here.
Okay.
So
The
the
whole
whole
crew.
fam here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are 4 days out. Like, what can you do in those last 4 days? Like, for example, whenever I practice for a tournament, I never felt like completely satisfied and ready and stuff like this. If you had like 2 weeks more, would be there something you would like to work on a little bit more or switch something a little bit?
No, I think that it's not about a short term practice or whatever. Like
Mhm.
what can I do in 2 months? Like it's a general process. Like you
Mhm.
have 6 to 8 months to improve your general game. So
Mhm.
that's why I said that from the half season to now, I think I have the time to improve myself in the matter. So I think that I don't need more time. I think I'm confident enough with all the tools I have now.
Mhm. Do you think the game will change a little bit on land? Do you think, like, for example, tanks gonna be weaker? Like, if yes, like, how do you see, for example, players who base on some picks, like, gonna react? Like Strongsage, he's really like a tank heavy player. Like, how do you think it will go for him, or how do you think the champion's gonna work on land? What is your feeling?
I feel like some of the tanks might work this time. I mean,
Mhm.
I think that there is a high risk, high reward for just picking those champions. But well, you just mentioned Strongsage. Like you
Mhm.
cannot be that aggressive. I think
Mhm.
with tanks on land. But the thing is that if play, you play, sorry, with
Mhm.
a controlled pace, you might
Mhm.
actually get a really good result with tanks. Like I have practiced a bit and I'm trying to just readjust in order to just have
Mhm.
heavy champions in my pool for land, especially considering best of five. And I think that they might work, but I thankfully I have 2 days to practice on land because I am top eight, so I don't play
Mhm.
until Friday
Yeah.
to find out and figure it out. So I will be testing a lot, like possible matchups, what it works, what it doesn't. But I
Mhm.
think, for example, sort of like might work depending on against who you're playing
Mhm.
and against the matchup as well. The scale, I'm considering the scale might work, but not in the typical maps, I would say.
Mhm.
And I think that, believe it or not, with the last change they did to kill this
Mhm.
second balance explosion, actually, it's I'm considering like a good pick
Mhm.
uh, against some champions. So I
Mhm.
will see now on land how it works, but I'm confident that some of the heavies will work this time.
Mhm. I even seen Tox like playing kill on Molten and he was doing pretty well. So I think you can basically pull off everything as long as you play it properly and you are playing good. So it's cool. Like who except you do you think will have the biggest chance to take the title and why?
Well, that's a hard question because, like the general shape, I would say that in previous years, the gap was in between the top four, maybe top three. You knew that Raisy, Kilsen, Rapha was there, but you knew that Rapha was the one that was really far from the rest. Maybe Kilsen as well.
Hmm.
Uh, but now I think that it's you have Benger, you have Seneca, you have Rafa Kilsen, Raisy.
Hmm.
Uh, well, you still have Nosfa, for example. He managed to just get top eight,
Hmm.
and considering that he did really well last year, sorry, in 2019 when it was the last time we were here, maybe he gets some motivation as well.
Hmm.
So for me, it's just really hard to just call or tell who's going to win it because for real, it's like asking me who is going to take some of the groups. Like it's really
Yeah,
hard to just say something and you know it
yeah,
better. Like on land, everything just changes.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, I know you are like good friends with Nicola and you guys talking like from time to
Mhm.
time. What do you think, like, because obviously he cannot make it to this Quakecon. What do you think he will be able to do on land? Because like we seen him play really good in Spain. We seen
Mhm.
him like doing some improvements on online and he was like improving his game and he was into it. Obviously he has some problems, but how would you rate him? How would he do on that one?
I think that if he had the opportunity to just participate with all of us here, it would
Hmm.
have been a really good experience to see because I mean everyone and I say everyone confidently that would fear to just play 1v1 LC against him or
Hmm.
1v1 rail. Like you will have to just consider your chances.
Hmm.
And he plays like he has an amazing name and he plays defensively. Like you have to attack him and he has the resource of hitting you every single
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And it would have been amazing to have him here. To be honest, I mean when he told us that he got rejected, for me it was like, I mean
Hmm.
personally because he's a good friend, and the fact that we don't have it here is a shame.
Yeah.
Same in your case, for example, that we don't
Hmm.
have you this year, and it's like uh, it's a shame to be honest. But let's hope for the next event to just have it, and he can actually showcase uh, what he's capable of.
Hmm. Okay, I'm asking this question to everyone. I'm also gonna ask it to you. Like when I'm looking at players, I'm thinking about players who can win, who cannot. I'm thinking a lot about Raisy because like he seems to have everything. Like his like base game is extremely good. Like
Hmm.
his aim is as well extremely good. He seems to have everything. His map pool is much better now because he started to pick DM6 like in practice and in QPL matches. So it seems like fulfill. Like his
Hmm.
hero champion is extremely wide. He plays tanks and squishes everything. Like if he gets again to the grand final, what would he have to change or adjust or do to be able to win this time? What's the main issues you think he had like all those times he went to the grand final?
I think that now there is a mental barrier right now
Yeah.
because that's a ghost that is coming after you all the time. Like
Mhm.
if he has a positive mindset, like this is the time, like and he doesn't think about all the previous finals, he
Mhm.
might take it. But the thing is that it all depends on how his picks and bans skills as well
Mhm.
work in the finals. Because last year he was really close to just win the finals, and I don't know if at that moment he got emotional in the
Mhm.
picks and bans, or he just thought that banning a champion would be a better idea or something like that.
Mhm.
But he missed ban. Let's just call it like that.
Mhm.
Scale, and he ended up playing kill against Sarlacc on Sarnath.
Yeah.
Like it's just. I mean, it looks like a small detail and a small
Mhm.
mistake, but it actually made him lose the finals because he
Yeah.
was there, he was so close,
Yeah.
and you know that having Sarlacc versus Kill that he didn't have the same speed that he has now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was impossible.
Yeah.
So I think that if he managed to just review that and if he has the right mindset this time,
Mhm.
he has the opportunity and he will take the title.
Mhm. Okay, now judging how the game looks like and the meta and everything, how players play, you have two players. You have Kilsen and Rafa. Kilson like extremely steady, and he doesn't even really need to time items because he's like rotating them, doing damage in between, then catching or fragging, staying on the top, controlling position, being forced on the item. And then you got Rapha who is rotating all them up and he's aggressively pushing items and he's like, refragging you and keeping high tempo. Like, which one of them you think will have better which style will work better this time on LAN? What do you think? Because they are completely different. So I
Hmm.
know that kind of questions are hard, like who gonna win, who not, but those are completely two different players and they both capable of winning. Which one of them you think have bigger chance with their playstyle at that moment of the game?
At, at this point,
Hmm.
maybe Rafa, I would say, because how he was feeling this year compared to Kilsen.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that Kilsen is like
Hmm.
not taking it this year, but if you ask me who is in better shape, maybe, or
Hmm.
who has the better chances right now, I would say Rafa right now.
All
But
right.
I think that players tend to fear more Rafa than Kilsen for
Hmm.
some reason. I mean, not for some reason. I mean, he won 6 times this
Hmm.
title, so I mean, people respect them too much,
Hmm.
and the fact that it goes beyond the gaming ability. It's
Yeah.
about who you're playing against.
Hmm. Anyway, I don't want to waste a lot of your time, so I'm gonna ask a last question. Let's say there is another QPL season, and you as a player or as a viewer, what would you like to see change? Like maybe the format change, maybe going back to tournaments, maybe switching to team modes, maybe doing something with the game, maybe adding new maps, like whatever you think of could be improved or changed, and you would like to see it, like just let me know.
Uh, I mean, I would like to have a change in the whole format. You know, if there
Same.
is another season, like I understand that we are a niche game and
Hmm.
there might not be resources, and I totally understand that. But for example, if there is another season and it's the same format, I have said it plenty of times, even on my stream, that I might not continue playing QPL if it is the same format.
Hmm.
Just not because I don't like to compete. It's the fact that I have more things in life. I have a
Yeah.
real job, a full-time job, and
Yeah.
possibly next year it might be harder for me to compete. So
Hmm.
just doing the math, like the amount of time that I need to put in QPL
Hmm.
versus the amount of time that I need to just put
Hmm.
for my real job. So
Hmm.
if there is another season and it is the same, no, I will not participate. I would like to
Hmm.
see more lands, at least that more lands.
Hmm. Also, now I'm just thinking about it only now when there is some players drop out, like more players than usual, because it's like 4 players, and then we also got some players like Cypher drop out and other guys. Like I think this whole system, there is like a lot of good players, a lot of players who could be top players, like Tox was also out of the league, or Sparty, for example. The players who have potential to be top players, they are basically posing or waiting for a year and there's nothing going on for them. So
Mm.
I don't know, somehow maybe because like for example Sirius with his aim, he's very nice to watch. Like people having fun watching him. Doesn't matter if he's losing or winning duels because duels is
Hmm.
something different than aiming, but it's super nice to watch him aim well. Like, and why would you stop this guy for another year and he has only one chance after a year to compete when he can bring like such big viewer base, you know? Like this is what I'm thinking only now, like after this Quakecon, because we have so many dropouts. So maybe that could be work on or whatever. I don't know. Seeing team modes would be good from my point of view as well. Something
Hmm.
just some change, or
Yeah,
at least adding some tournaments, like some finals in between, even if the prize pool is smaller, or it's like, it's like cut to 3 tournaments, still like would be good to have more tournaments.
yeah. I mean, if you think about this, the system, maybe, yeah, the system that we have for season two that we were in lockdown, like we were about to have 3 lands, which is
Hmm.
fine. I mean, season one, I think it was expected to have 5 lands,
Hmm.
and COVID it started after. No, well, you guys were in Katowice, and the lockdown
Yeah,
it was
started.
about to start. Yeah, and then there were some LAN tournaments that were about to happen,
Mhm.
and we missed all of them.
Yeah.
And now we are 2 years ago with the same thing, and I think that it is not a benefit at all for those that are trying to get in the league or trying to compete.
Mhm.
And I think that it's not worth it because imagine you qualify on week one challengers. You
Mhm.
will have to wait from February to August to compete
Yeah.
3 days.
It's basically whole year because the Quakecon ended in like August, then we had some
Yeah.
break and something. So basically the guy who is out waiting whole year.
Mm. Exactly. I
Yeah,
mean, waiting the whole year for 3 days.
exactly. Anyway, we'll see. I wish Quake the best and I wish you guys good luck. I wish you, Maxter, good luck. It was pleasure to watch you competing last year and I'm gonna do the same watch you play this year but online and I wish you good luck in this tournament. I hope the game works good for you. This is what I can wish to you.
Thank you, man. I wish that everything is okay for you, and I hope
It's
to
okay.
see you soon.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, man.